لو انت من مشتركين قناة اي سي سي عربيك او من متابعينا، هتلاقوا الايام اللي فاتت دي ابتدينا ننزل ترجمة كتابية على الفيديوهات الخاصة بالمدرب الشخصي، سواء من نسم او اي سي سي اي او ايس. وده كان اوبشن جديد بنحاول نسعى منه ان الناس اللي عايزة تتفرج على الفيديوهات دي تقدر في نفس الوقت تنمي فكرة اللغة الانجليزية عندها. بالاضافة ان احنا بنفكر نضيف برضو اللغة الانجليزية مكتوبة كتابة على الفيديو، بحيث الناس اللي بتدرس المناهج الدولية تبقى بتدرس باللغتين. لو عجبكم الفكرة ديت ما تنسوش تسيبولنا رأيكم في كومنت تحت الفيديو، واتمنى لكم مشاهدة ممتعة. احمد مجاهد اي سي سي عربي.
Digestion begins in the mouth, where the teeth break food into smaller particles during mastication or chewing. Salivary glands near the oral cavity secrete the enzyme amylase. Amylase begins the chemical breakdown of starch. The salivary glands also release water and glycoproteins called mucins. Together, water and mucins form mucus, which makes the food slippery enough to be swallowed. As food is swallowed, the soft palate blocks the upper pharynx to prevent food from entering the nasal cavity, and voluntary muscles in the face, neck, and tongue contract, pushing food particles through the pharynx. The food passes over the epiglottis, which prevents food from entering the respiratory system. Then it moves into the esophagus, which connects the pharynx to the stomach. The one-way movement of the food mass, now called a bolus, is controlled by wave-like involuntary muscle contractions. This movement is known as peristalsis. Next, the bolus enters the stomach. Folds in the stomach wall, called rugae, allow the stomach to expand as it fills. Stomach cells secrete hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen, and various regulatory hormones that chemically digest the bolus. Most of the chemical processing in the stomach is the digestion of proteins, not carbohydrates. Muscular contractions in the stomach churn its contents to further break down the bolus and mix it with stomach secretions. This process forms a thick liquid called chyme. Chyme exits the stomach through the pyloric sphincter and enters the duodenum. To aid in digestion, the liver sends bile into the duodenum, and the pancreas sends digestive enzymes, including a form of amylase. Pancreatic amylase continues the carbohydrate digestion that began in the mouth. The chyme enters the small intestine, which is the major site of nutrient absorption. The small intestine consists of three parts: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Absorbed nutrients pass from the lumen of the small intestine into blood and lymph. The cells lining the small intestine absorb glucose that was broken down by pancreatic amylase into the bloodstream by passive diffusion, from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. The folds, villi and microvilli of the small intestine greatly increase the surface area available for absorption. Any glucose that isn't absorbed into the bloodstream is absorbed through co-transport with sodium, down its concentration gradient through passive diffusion. Sodium levels outside the absorptive cell remain high through the sodium-potassium pump, which pumps 3 sodiums out and 2 potassiums in, with the use of energy from ATP. Chyme that isn't absorbed into the small intestine enters the large intestine. Here, water and salts are absorbed, and chyme is converted into feces as it passes through the cecum and the ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoid colon.